Okay, today is going to be on the longer side, probably like an hour, 15 minutes, because we can watch. No, it might be like, I don't know. But I got DLD tomorrow, so I don't have to. I'm almost already done with all my stuff, so yeah. I'm going to watch 31, 32, and 33, and that should be it for tonight.
What's good, guys? We're in a bit of a different location. At the gym, posting a video for you guys. Decided to not take any days off and post on here instead. And I also realized I didn't film a psychology video. I only filmed more trading videos that were scheduled, so I had to reschedule them and make it so it's, like still on our schedule with psychology. But today we're going to make it quick because I do have to attend to family business. But this is honestly going to be very similar day to day one on taking action and really just putting in work and understanding that if you put in minimum effort and minimum work, you are going to get minimum results. I just recently...
I'm sorry, I do not need this. I've been locked in for a while, bro.
Imagine being able
to make up for that time. I'll probably back test on. Bro, go use this site, guys. This site's goated. This site's goated for realsies. Hold up, I'm kind of gay. Hold up, give me a second. Young gay. Oopsie, I forgot you guys can't see my beautiful face.
To build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44. You thought you would catch me. Lacking? You thought you would catch me lacking? Dude, no, wait, that was actually, hold on. Bro, that was not intentional. I didn't poop, but what? Like, did y'all... Yeah, Boogie even moved away because of how bad that smelled, bruh. Let's just get started. We can't mess around anymore. All right. Welcome to Putting It All Together. Part 2. All right. All right. Okay, so if you guys remember from part 1, what did we talk about? Okay, there's a bunch of different execution strategies that we can use, and it's really up to you to figure out how you want to grab these building blocks and put them together. I honestly think we should extend this to like a 3-part series where I think we're going to split this up where I do liquidity sweep, break of structure, liquidity sweep, order block entry, and then the following day, I'll do liquidity sweep, fair value gap entry, liquidity sweep, fair value gap, order block, equilibrium entry. If that makes sense. So 2 today, 2 in 2 days, just so you guys can take some time to soak it all in. All right, sorry, just gotta focus. I'm bugging. Anyways, so yeah, let's get started. So the first entry and execution technique is liquidity sweep and break of structure. And we have pretty much shown demonstrations of that countless amounts of times, okay? And again, remember, this is not the end-all, be-all. We have to take a bunch of other things into account, okay? And that's coming after the putting the shit together. This is literally just giving you the base strategy. Remember, what is happening? My camera died. My camera stopped. My camera stopped. Bro, hold on. Back to it. Okay. I don't know what is happening. Everything has been breaking. My mic wasn't working, and now my camera stopped working. Okay. All right, cool. What was I even saying? Yes, remember, this is literally the bare bones strategy, right? And most of you guys already know my strategy, right? This shouldn't really be that new to you guys. So it's what's following all of this that's hopefully going to help you skip a bunch of mistakes, right? I said that we're going to start from the beginning to the end, and the end is hopefully going to give you guys a lot of information to help skip over, like, certain time periods, like, you know, maybe a month where you would have been losing due to this one issue, or like 2 months where you've been losing due to this other issue, okay? So remember, this is just the strategy. This itself will not make you profitable, okay? It's going to take time, and hopefully we can help accelerate that time, that process, to my eyes, through this, okay? And as more and more videos come out, because I don't plan on stopping this anytime soon, and I really do think the daily bias series, I'm going to do like a 2-part series on daily bias. I think that will help a lot, and maybe I even add like a live trading section to it, so I can help show you guys like daily bias. I might even record like a little thing tomorrow morning. Who knows? But anyways, liquidity sweep, break of structure. So we'll literally just go over examples, right? What is this? Liquidity sweep. What lies underneath these lows? Liquidity. Okay, we see liquidity get taken out by this, right? But we don't see a break of structure.
I was not paying attention.
Break of structure. But anyways, liquidity sweep, break of structure. So we'll literally just go over examples, right? What is this? Liquidity sweep. What lies underneath these lows? Liquidity. Okay, we see liquidity get taken out by this, right? But we don't see a break of structure, right? We see a liquidity sweep of this, and then we do see a break of structure. And then what does price do? Right? This is an execution point. Okay, what does price do? It draws towards previous areas of liquidity. Liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity here, and liquidity up here. Execution. Continuing, okay, and this is really as simple as it gets. This is the simplest, but also like the, I don't even know how you would say it, like the riskiest, the lowest confluence. Okay, again, what lies underneath here? Liquidity. We just recently broke structure with this candle, but then again, right, what did we seek? High time frame liquidity. Boom, take out this high. Moving forward, what do we see right here? Low gets taken out, and this is where daily bias will come in handy. So like, this isn't something that you should get super excited about and be like, oh, I can't wait to start placing a million fucking trades, because you're not ready for that yet. What do we see here? Liquidity gets taken out, and then we get a break of structure up here. Execution point. Where is price likely going to target? Right? These highs right here. If we can scroll over. The highs over here. Okay. And remember, and we'll do a video on take profit. So again, this is just showing us execution. right? This isn't showing how to set a stop loss. This isn't showing how to take profit. This is literally just showing where to execute. There's so much more to all this, and that's why, like, I know this video was highly anticipated, but it's lesser than what you really think it is, right? What's in here? An imbalance. Right? You can target the top of that imbalance. You can target these highs. Right? And I don't want to go too deep into how to take profits yet, but like, again, remember our building blocks. Our building blocks are essentially draws for price. Their price ranges where current price is likely going to draw back towards or draw to either induce liquidity, to fill more orders, or to do whatever, right? Go back over that cheat sheet of all our building blocks and go over why, right? Why we're using them. Right? What's this? Right? This is all we're doing today. We're literally just tracking this shit. It's going to be pretty boring. This is literally all it is. We're just going to go over a couple examples, and all I want you guys to do for your homework is to go over a couple of examples of liquidity sweep, break of structure, execute, right? And then see what would have happened if you had executed. Okay, what is this? Liquidity sweep, break of structure, execute. That's all it is. Okay, and hopefully you guys have a good feel for liquidity sweeps by now. If you don't, that's something you need to work on. Highs here, liquidity taken out. What's this? Structure broken. Execute. Remember,
y'all know what's crazy?
We're not worried about this little tool. We're not worried about where our take profits are. We're literally just wondering, okay, we're literally just wondering, okay, we see a liquidity sweep and then a break of structure. What does price do after that? This liquidity sweep, break of structure. What does price do after that? It falls. This is just building confidence for us, okay? So part of your homework is going to be find fucking 10 examples of a liquidity sweep and break of structure and just looking at what happens afterwards. Okay, you can do this on any pair. Liquidity sweep. Structure broken. What follows?
Let's find one example of that. I bet you I can do it in 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Shaking out. Boom. This high. Boom. Structure break. I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Liquidity sweep, break of structure. What is this as well? Okay, well, this is a perfect lead into the order block one, anyways. This is a perfect intro. Okay, this is when we can start putting more things to it to get more exact executions. Okay, so I want you guys to do liquidity sweep, break of structure, find 10 examples of that. Then I want you to find liquidity sweep, break of structure, order block, entry. Right, what do we have here? Liquidity swept. We close below this low. Okay, and then where's our order block? What was the candle that caused these highs to get taken out? This. right? And I don't want to get too deep into this. This is just showing execution, right? This is the order block. This candle right here is the candle that filled those orders, right? Where are we executing? Not on the break of structure down here. We're executing when it comes into the order block. What does price do following that? Capitulates. So a couple more examples of us finding liquidity sweeps and order blocks. What is this? Those get swept, taken out. We see structure get broken to the upside. Where's the leg down that caused those orders to get filled? Right here, liquidity sweep, break of structure to the upside. Order block, when price comes into the order block, execute. What does price do following? 10 examples of this as well. Okay, this is like clockwork. All right, we should be able to see this pretty much every single time. This low looks like it got taken out. I'm not sure if it did. I'm not sure if that did. It did. Oh, this order block didn't get touched. We can do this on GU. Might as well switch it up. Switch up asset classes. Liquidity sweep. Structure break. Where is the move that caused those orders to get filled? We break structure on this candle. The following candle comes back up. What do we do once it hits the order block? Execute. What does price do following? There's a great daily example of this. Liquidity sweep, break of structure. This leg down caused this break of structure to the upside. When price draws back into the order block, what do? Execute. Oops. Doesn't matter. Execute. What does price do following? Rallies. What's this? Low, swept, high, closed above, order block, molested. What does price do following? Rallies. This is all I want you guys to be doing. Just building the confidence that these things work day in and day out, and they are on every single time frame. Once you can build up that confidence, once you guys can, actually start seeing this on the chart, it'll start, literally it'll just build your confidence to be able to take these trades in real time. Liquidity sweep. Break of structure. Order block. Look right here. Ready? We break structure with this candle. On this candle's down wick into this order block, that's where we execute. Doesn't matter if it's exact or not. Execute on this down wick. What does price do? Rallies. Liquidity sweep. Break of structure. What was the move that caused those orders to be filled? Right here. Literally would have gotten the same entry. right? Look, your breakup structure candle is right here. This is where you're going to want to enter anyways. Cool, right? Maybe, and this is going ahead, but for value gap, what does price do following? Capitulates. Show this on like the S&P on a low time frame. Liquidity sweep. Or I guess you could say, it would be off this. Breakup structure, off this. Yeah, this is a pretty shitty order block to take it off of, but still, right? Price comes back in to the price range where orders were filled previous. You could even scale down to the 5-minute. You can see right here, right? This down candle, orders were filled. Boom. What does price do following? Rallies. What's this? Liquidity sweep, breakup structure. This is where orders were filled. What does price do? Come in, fill, break structure, fall. Look in here. We get a breakup structure. Where were those orders filled? Within here. What does price do? Push up in there. What does it do after that? Falls. It's not rocket science, y'all. It's relatively easy to see once you drill this over and over again, and that's what I'm going to need you guys to do. I'm literally going to need you guys to drill this over and over and over again until you can literally do what I've been doing for you guys this entire time. And to me, this is just brainless activity because I've done this so many damn times where it's like, liquidity sweep, breakup structure, right? Like, it's brainless activity to me because I've done it so many times and I've already seen it happen so many times. Liquidity sweep, breakup structure, leg down that caused orders to be filled. Price comes in, pokey pokey, rally. Okay. We could go on all day. I think you guys get the point by now. Let's see this. Liquidity sweep. Breakup structure. Leg down that filled the orders. Price break structure comes down. What does price do following? Rallies. Liquidity sweep. Or where was the structure break? It's up here. Breakup structure. This whole leg. The move up that caused the liquidity sweep. Where does price draw to? Boom. What happens following? Capitulation. Where does price draw to? Another area of liquidity. Then what happens? Breakup structure. Where does it fill? Where do we get our breakup structure? Off of this candle, or off of this candle right here. Where was the move down that caused the orders to get filled? Right here. Price pokes in again. What does price do following? Rally. Are we clear? Now that I just showed you exactly how to do it, now you guys have to do it on whatever pair you guys like. Or
This could be one of the greatest opportunities you're ever going to see. But for those who ignore this warning.
Yep. Yo, what's good? This is our motto for today. Whoa, this looks cool. But anyways, this is something that needs to be taken into account when putting all of our building blocks together. Okay, this is honestly really important. Okay, so bitches be looking horrible.
I get it. Like taking sloppy trades, taking bad entries, like lucking out on a trade and being like, "Oh, I did that," but like it's not a good trade. Like, why are you taking it? And like you're not waiting for all your confluences. You're rushing a trade. You're forcing a trade. Stuff like that.
Ogre. And captions be like, I did that. Well, bitch, don't do it again. And I think that can apply to trading in that unprofitable ass traders be like, I did that. I full ported. Well, unprofitable ass trader, don't do it again.
What did I say? Bad trades, sloppy entries, rush entries.
Life lessons. It doesn't want to delete. Life lessons with TJR. Anyways. Dude, I was supposed to go to the gym. If you see me... do we have to do this again? Hold on. Don't make me rage. Do we have to do this again? So today we're going to be putting all the pieces together once again. We're going to be going over liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, and then we'll also be going over liquidity sweep. Oh, damn it. We'll also be going over liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap or order block, and then equilibrium. Some of you guys just need to get a little up close and personal. How do I look? Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10. Rate me on a scale, 1 being ugliest person you've ever seen, 10 being Boogie. Oh, I say his name and he gets excited. I didn't pipe him today, and he got really upset about that. Anyways, let's get started. Let's get down to business. To defeat the we got a reggaeton. Today we're gonna be making beats. You guys. Sorry. We'll focus. I know. You know what's funny, dude? I bet there's so many old people that are like, "Damn, I can't wait to get started on my day trading journey. Let's see who the most popular, who the creator is, or like, you know, like who I should watch to learn." And they find my content, and it's just the most horrific thing they've ever seen in their life. That is my goal. My goal is for like old people to come on and see my channel and for them to be like, ain't no way this kid is actually rich. And then I'm like, what? Wait. What? Boy. You're still working a 9 to 5. Boy. Still unprofitable. Boy. All right. Okay, sorry, I'm wired off this bro. Dude, everyone go to TikTok right now and at EchoVision, bro. At EchoVision right now. First of all, tell them affiliate code, need it. Second of all, tell them I'm bugging out off of their 2-scoop pre-workout while making a video, and they should go watch it. Free sponsor, by the way. Everyone go try and use code TJR at echovision.com, and it won't work. And then send a screenshot of what TJR like in the code thing, and be like, "What the fuck? Why isn't this a why isn't this a code?" Please, like if I can get like hella people to do that, that would be, dude. That would make my year. That would make my day. That would be hilarious. Please do that. And while we're actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. That would be testing the limit. I was gonna ask you guys to do something for me for this girl. Not anymore. Okay. Been there, done that. Okay. Let's focus now. It's been 6 minutes of just talking. Okay, so today we're going over liquidity sweep, fair value gap, and then, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, and then also liquidity sweep, break of structure, order block, or fair value gap plus equilibrium. So to start off, let's just get right into it. Okay, so what did we have today on the S&P? I didn't trade today because Powell was speaking. Honestly, gave a decent setup. Okay, we took out these lows. We broke structure to the upside on the 15-minute. What did we make? Okay, an imbalance right here. Okay, right? Imbalance right here. We get liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, entry, right? This didn't give us an order block entry, right? This was not an order block entry. This was a fair value gap entry, right? Where was our imbalance? It was right here. We also had an imbalance from here up to here. But right, what do you like? What do you usually do? You scale down to a lower time frame to find confirmation. Okay, so yeah, maybe you got your confirmation off of this break of structure. Cool. You put your stop loss like, I don't know, under this low or under these lows. We haven't covered that yet. But anyways, what does price do after that? Capitulates. Okay, we're just gonna do same thing that we did yesterday, just finding a bunch of examples of this happening. Okay. What do we have here? Liquidity sweep. Damn, this does not break structure until later. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. What do we have here? Okay, liquidity taken out. Then what?
Then we have fair value gap. Fair value gap gets tapped. Rally.
What? Break structure to the upside. We have an imbalance from this candle to here. What does price do? Come down. Also sweeps 15-minute liquidity here. Boom. Price comes in, fills it, rallies, targeting previous areas of liquidity here, 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 and all the way up here, baby. Let's scale back to a higher time frame. Again, right? This really isn't going to be teaching you anything else that you don't already know besides just like kind of putting it together. Okay, we see. That's why it's called putting the pieces together. Okay, liquidity sweep. This is kind of already with the trend anyway. So liquidity sweep. Where's our imbalance? Right here, right? We see price come up, fill the imbalance, continue lower. This is a good example. I don't even want to scale back on the higher time frame because you can literally just see it, right? This is a high. We see break of structure to the upside. Where's the imbalance? Here down to here. And also from here to here, right? We see price fill in. This one goes all the way past it. Perfect. Get rid of it. Dog. Dog. Anyways. Price comes in here, fills this imbalance. What are we waiting for? You know, some sort of reaction on the lower time frame. I guess you could scale down for this. Cool, you get a break of structure on the 15-minute right here. Okay, boom, break of structure on the 15-minute to the upside. Okay, we can closure above, execute. What does price do? Targets previous areas of, or previous draws on liquidity. Here, here, here. And then high time frame, probably like highs all the way over there. Look, this should be like this shit should be obvious to you guys now, right? What is this? We can just spot it obviously. This is probably on like an hourly time frame, right? We see a break of structure, we see a massive move down, right? This whole thing in itself is just an imbalance. Price comes in, fills it. Here, we can scale onto the hourly and see what it actually was. Oh, I almost got that like on the dot. Here to here, price fills the imbalance completely. Doesn't go into this fair value gap. Fills this imbalance.
Yo, give me a second. Also, guys, keep the fit. Yo, tell me the fit ain't hard, bro. Tell me the fit ain't hard, bro. Hey, gang. Hey, gang. You're not saying like gang way. So what we do?
Completely. Okay, where does it target? Previous draws on liquidity, right? We have an order cock right here, liquidity down here.
What did he just say? I just spit all over my screen.
Here, price draws towards it. What's your homework going to be today? Take a wild guess, bruh. Take a wild guess. All right, you're going to be finding 10 examples of liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, and then see the reaction based off of it. Okay, you're gonna find 10 examples of that, and then you're also gonna find 10 examples of what we're about to go over next. Okay, here we don't necessarily see we don't necessarily see liquidity get swept, but we see a break of structure to the upside. We see this imbalance. Boom. Price comes down, fills, rallies. Oh, this one's perfect. Look. This is liquidity. Liquidity sweep, rally. Okay, we get the break of structure right here. Where's the imbalance? Right here. What does price do? Come in, fill, rally. Imbalance right here. This wasn't necessarily a liquidity sweep, but what was it doing, right? This move down was a liquidity sweep. What is this considered? Order block. Price comes into the order block, pushes higher, breaks structure back to the upside. What does it make? Imbalance. Price comes in, fills, rallies. Baby food. Okay. Again, right here. We sweep this low, break structure to the upside. We have an imbalance right here. Boom, price comes down, fills it, rallies. Break structure again, targets previous areas of liquidity. Here, fills this imbalance here. Price rallies all the way up. Pretty basic stuff. Right, what's this? We get a break of structure to the upside. Massive imbalance within these candles. What do we see price come down into? Boom, fills the imbalance, rallies higher. What do we see when... Or I guess not. It pushed a little bit higher, but still, fills here, rallies. We see this imbalance get filled. Slight reaction off that comes into what's this? Order block. Reaction, right? You cannot tell me that these strategies and these building blocks do not work, right? And that's why I'm having you give and find 10 examples of this so you can prove to yourself and give yourself enough confidence over and over again, time in and time out within these markets to see these things working literally every single day. You see an imbalance, gets filled, going to be some sort of reaction, right? With confirmation, right? With break of structure. Okay, so with that being said, we covered all that. Okay, and now how can we introduce equilibrium into it? Okay, so it's literally the same thing, right? We're looking for the exact same thing. Liquidity sweep, break of structure, okay. For value gap, order block, but we're just drawing equilibrium onto it, right? This shouldn't be too difficult for you guys. For this example, right? We'll do like 3 examples of this, and then I'll let you guys go off and do your homework, because it's way easier, right? Like, you guys already know these concepts, right? So it's much easier for me to just be like, look, bro, stop watching this damn video and go chart it out, you know? So we'll make the equilibrium part quick. Okay, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. Right when you start seeing...
Which was just texting my phone now. Y'all even hit the Billy bounce? My gritty fire. Can y'all moonwalk? Oh, my moonwalk chopped. My feet ain't sliding.
A retracement candle right when you... Fair value gap. Right when you start seeing a retracement candle, right when you see a down candle, I'm instantly looking for equilibrium. Where's our equilibrium? Matching up perfectly with our fair value gap. Literally matches up perfectly with it. That's a high confluence trade. High confluence trade. I don't know why my delete button isn't working. High confluence trade. Enter here. Boom. Look at my neck. Bling blow.
You love building high-performing websites, but you don't love having to chase clients down for content, coding plugins, or endlessly switching between tools. What if you could work without the grind?
Okay, let's find another example.
Hold on. Need to put my phone in charge. Okay, he did one example and he has 2 more, he said, so. After those next 2, watch the last vid. Because I'm still trying to, like, go to sleep, take a shower, and then do all my DLD work tonight, so I just have a free day tomorrow. And I did my reading one. 90% done with my science one. Math is super easy. I'm locked in on math. And then I'm going to just search up Google online social studies. Yo, hold up. Aura Boy is back, you know, gang. Let's do it.
Let's get down to business.
Who?
Okay.
You didn't even finish it. So you're telling me he searches for freaking.
Here we go. Okay, ready? Liquidity sweep, break of structure, imbalance, okay? Look.
Drops in a discounted price zone.
Look at this. On the money, bro. Look at this. We're measuring from the low up until here, right? We start seeing retracement. Right, this is on the daily time frame. Right, we see confirmation that it's going to continue to the upside. We see a sweep of liquidity down here. We see price rally. Okay, we close above here. We get more confirmation to the upside. Then we see one bearish daily candle. Okay, boom. We instantly draw this out. This is our liquidity sweep. We have the break of structure. We have the imbalance. Now this is our equilibrium. Your own. And like I said, Mosh after this work, and then after that, I'll do garbage. If I got structure. What happened? Anyways, price break structure to the upside. Okay, there's no fair value gap. Yeah, maybe you could consider this an order block entry, but that's not what we're talking about. Maybe you missed that. Maybe you're taking a peek. We find a fair value gap here, right? What do we measure it from? Swing high, or sorry, swing low to the swing high. Swing high to the swing low. Boom. Perfect. Right? This is right on the fair value gap. What can you do? You can scale down to the lower time frame. Where's this thing at, bro? Where are you? Where are you? 10 examples of this. As well, okay? Liquidity sweep, break of structure, either order block entry, whatever, okay? Oh, I guess we could have used this for this example, right?
The Clarko team has recently shipped a ton of features, but one in particular stand.
EFP. What? All right, last vid.
What's good? Welcome to the daily buys video. We're gonna do like 2 of these.
Hold on.
to try and help you. You guys out, figure out your daily bias. And right, we know how to execute now. And one of the biggest keys is not executing purely based off of the execution strategy, but playing into your daily bias as well and understanding where market wants to go for the day. Because if you take a trade that's in the opposite direction of where you think price is going to go for the day, odds are you'll probably end up being a very short-lived trade, or you'll just be losing that trade in general. Okay, so to start off, right, the best thing to do is just top-down analysis. Start on the weekly time frame. Figure out where is price going on the weekly. Where does price want to go for the week? Okay, and the easiest thing to do is literally just look at it. Look at recent price action. What is it doing? It's going up. Perfect. Perfect. Scale down to the daily. Okay, what are we looking for on the daily? We're looking for trend. Okay, so if we just look at overall trend, again, this is similar to the weekly. What are we seeing? Boom, bullish, right? It's just going up. The best thing to do, where is price going? It's going up. Let's go golfing. Bring out the cappuccino. Let's go golfing. Let's go golfing. Bring out the cappuccino. Anyways, the line chart is saying go up. So what do? We go up and we put it in our butt. Okay? It's going up. So what are we looking for? Again, weekly long-term bias up. Morning wood. Okay? This is where we find our daily bias on the hourly time frames. Okay, we use the daily. I like to use the daily current market structure to figure out my daily bias and then how to kind of form it off of that, right? So right now, what is the daily market structure? We get a breaking structure to the downside. So I'm bearish on the day.
Yo, is TJR like? Is he like dumb, or does he not realize that he's not showing the chart?
Daily. Prior to this candle to the downside, I would have been bullish. Not anymore. Now, right? Let's look at current price action. So we're in a downtrend on the daily. So what are we looking for? We're looking for sells, and we're looking for some sort of confluence to give us sells. So what would that be? Our execution tactics. On higher time frames. Okay, so we're looking for draws on liquidity, right? Would be here, and look at this, right? We had a liquidity sweep today on the 4 hour, okay? And I like to look at the 4 hour trend as well. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, for today, we're in an uptrend on the 4-hour currently, right? Maybe we can.
Yo, let's check how many views my video got. You guys are mean. Extremely mean. How did my first video go crazy? My trade recap video go crazy? But it's whatever, because I'm not really just posting this to get views.
Can close below this low and break structure again. That would be ideal because now we have the 4-hour and the daily both saying bear. And then all you got to do from there is go on the hourly, find high confluence areas, and execute. But right now, we're in an uptrend on the 4-hour. So this is where it gets tricky. Okay, you want to know, okay, the weekly direction is up. However, we're not really playing completely off the weekly direction.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet base 44.
Okay, yes, we can probably target some super long-term take profits if we're about that, if we're about the swing trading lifestyle. Me personally, I'm not, but it helps to understand where the weekly time frame wants to go. And it's super easy. Just look at the current trend. Look at that line chart. Where is it going? Up. Cool. Bullish. On the daily, though, we're bearish. And on the 4-hour, we're bullish. And on the 1-hour, we're fucking around. We're in between. We had like a break of structure here, but like not much to do off of it. Okay, so today.
Also, tomorrow, I'm gonna watch this video too. I'm gonna go back to 19 because I never watched that video. I'm gonna watch 19, and then I'm gonna watch part 2 and part 3 since I have DLD and I have time. I'll probably need to be like another hour-long video.
Today is I didn't trade today because we had Pal speaking, but today is a perfect example of when we probably wouldn't want to trade the S&P 500 unless we can find some sort of bearish confirmation. So how would we find that? Go on the hourly, right? And again, this is where we find our execution strategies. The daily time frame, we have a break structure to the downside. Cool, so we want to be bearish. We're looking for any sort of bearish, any sort of bearish confirmation. But we also have to keep in mind that we are bullish on the 4-hour. Okay, so that means when we're looking for bearish confirmation on the hourly, we have to keep in the back of our mind that, hey, we are still bullish on the 4-hour, and until we turn bearish on the 4-hour, we can't target, and we'll talk about this in our taking profit video, we cannot target these absurd long time frame take profits because we haven't been proved to the downside on the 4-hour. So yes, we can look for bearish bias on the hourly because the daily's saying down. But we need to be tentative with our take profits on this. Okay, so my biggest rule of thumb is like, okay, figure out what the daily time frame is saying. What's the daily time frame saying on gold? Bearish. Cool. Our ideal trades will be to the downside. Guys, because believe it or not, the majority of the daily moves on the S&P, if that's what we're talking about, is going to be during New York session. Everything else is just chalk. The biggest move, what causes these big moves to the upside, these big moves to the downside, is New York session. So wouldn't you want to be trading within the bias? You probably would, until you're proved wrong. And those are the trades that you lose. When you're proved wrong, but then when you're proved wrong, it's good because it's like, cool, I did everything correctly. Market just broke structure and we had a shift in market structure. I stuck to my plan, I stuck to my bias, and market just wanted to change direction. Okay, so like for today, for example, we're bearish on the daily, but we're bullish on the 4-hour. We scale down to the 1-hour. We don't have much. We're looking just for any type of bearish confirmation. We have highs through here. So what would I have done today? You know, maybe I'm obviously trying to be bearish, right? So we see this high get taken out. Okay, cool. Then we get a break of structure to the downside on the 15-minute. Even cooler. This is where orders were filled. This is an order block. Again, we're getting a little bit too deep now. But this would be like an elite entry for me. Does that make sense? we use the daily time frame to figure out the bias of where price wants to go. Okay, right? Like we break structure to the downside on the daily right here. We break structure with this candle. Okay, when we go into the 4 hour, right, this up, 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 we don't break structure to the upside. Okay, this was probably a liquidity sweep on the hourly. And once we get our daily bias, once we understand where literally like where is the daily telling us price wants to go? Because again, like I said, the daily candle moves are off of those big session moves. So odds are that your trade is going to be the majority of this daily candle is very highly likely. And if it's not, you're probably getting stopped out because it's going in the opposite direction. Means your daily bias is wrong. Our daily bias, we want to know where price is going to go for the day so we can make a short-term execution within several hours, right, to catch that move that's happening on the day. And when does that happen for NYSE? Or sorry, when does that happen for the S&P? During New York Stock Exchange opening. Okay, so like here, we get a break of structure to the upside on the daily.
Are you having trouble trying to keep
Dude,
up with?
I'm not gonna lie. I can't understand any of this because I can't freaking see the chart. I
Okay,
literally
so
think I'm gonna cut it
We're
short
gonna
today.
do something.
My bad. Like, I'll see y'all though.